The new Marksman Heroes coming to Call of Dragons have been announced officially, and we can now see exactly what they look like in their display art. So in today's video, I'm going to talk a little bit about what to expect and what you should be doing to prepare for them. Hey everyone, Zoraz from Casuals. So we have the new Marksman Heroes, Magrat and Zeta, who are coming to Call of Dragons within a few weeks. They are going to be part of the patch that is coming in a few days, but we don't know exactly how long it's going to take before they are released. But the new season is going to start in basically a week or two, which means that at the beginning of the season, there's going to be a Wheel of Destiny, which will include these two heroes. And these are going to be the first two heroes of Generation 3, which is the next generation of heroes in Call of Dragons, which means that they are going to be a whole new brand of heroes, and we will not be able to get them using Season 1 and Season 2 tokens, basically. So this is something we're going to go look into a little bit more in detail. First, what is good to know, Zeta is going to be the Archer Marksman with mobility and PvP as her talent trees. And she is going to be available in the Wheel of Fortune. So she is going to be the one that is easy to get for basically anyone. So that is Zeta, and this is going to be the one that is going to most likely be one of the best hero. Obviously, we're thinking about if the power spike continues the way it goes in these kind of games, every new hero is slightly better or insanely better than their previous version. So I don't think she's going to be insanely better than Syndra and Freygar, but I do think she's going to be similar power level, if not a little bit higher. But knowing that she has mobility and PvP as her trees, there is a good chance that she has some very good skill damage or CC, and obviously a lot of mobility for archers on the battlefield. So she is going to be a PvP beast in my opinion, and obviously it is going to be easy to get for anybody, as it's going to be in the Wheel of Fortune, would come multiple times per season, and then afterwards there's choice wheels, so it's very easy to get these heroes max, obviously with some spending or with playing quite a long time. Now Magrat, on the other hand, is the one that has the precision, which is auto attack, and the garrison talent trees. So these are very different talent trees. Obviously auto attack and precision is the same as Syndra. It is a white damage normal attack build, and this is obviously sometimes the best kind of thing you can get as a garrison, because as a garrison you're impacting millions of units in your city or in the garrison itself, and the more of these units you have, the more the auto attack scales high. So it does make sense. Now, this does mean that while she could work pretty well with Syndra, for example, because he's also auto-attack based, or even Freygar, or even Hosk with the counter-attack, it's going to be hard to know, though I do think these are going to be the best bets for her, as opposed to others like Nara and Nico, who are defense break and skill. So this is going to be interesting to see. Tohar, for example, is a garrison hero who's also amazing in the open field. But in general, garrison heroes have an entire skill that is lost to garrisoning only, so they do have a little bit less power than other heroes. So obviously I do know that the devs are trying to have a garrison and a rally from every single unit types. So this is going to be the archer garrison, Tohar is the mage garrison. So Magrat is going to be obviously the strongest lord hero, so the one that's a bit harder to get. This is ones that usually are more focused for whales. If it has garrison, 99% of players usually don't care, because most people will never garrison in their life playing this game. Now we'll have to see how she is in the open field, but obviously the focus in my opinion will be Zeta, who seems to be the one that will be more focused on open field and battling in the actual war, as opposed to garrison, which is something that we really can't tell in advance if it's going to be good or not, because obviously it is not meant to be good in the open field, but it still could be. Now in order to get these heroes, of course, other than the events like the lucky spin and the first wheel of the season, which allows you to maybe unlock these heroes, you obviously have G1 and G2 tokens, which are obviously for their respective heroes. And as you can see, G2 has now completed. If we come here, there is no more hero here. There's no more interrogation sign heroes, which means they are unknown, which they were before they got released. So in my opinion, which I think is going to be pretty close to the truth, we're going to have G3 appear here, and then there's going to be 8 heroes which are going to be unrevealed, except the new 2 Marksman Heroes, and this is how you're going to get them. So getting these G1 and G2 tokens is kind of like pointless for these heroes specifically. So if you are trying to get these heroes, these are the tokens that you want. Obviously these are rare because you are going to be able to use them on any hero, and the longer you save them, the better they are, because you're always going to be able to unlock a hero from a future generation that you don't have a lot of tokens for. For example, someone like me who has a lot of them can basically max one of the new heroes as soon as they come, and this can give you an advantage, but it is obviously a whales game when it comes to that. And I am most likely not going to be using them until the mages, which are going to be, if according to these any significance, the G3 heroes means that the last two will be the mages. So the first two are marksmen, the second are cavs, then infantry, then mages. This is the way the season 2 worked, and if we are getting marksmen as the first new heroes of the next season, it is a good indication that most likely we will be seeing cavs next, and then infantry next, and then mages at the last two of the G3 heroes. It also is similar for the special skins. So for example, we got a mage skin first ever at the beginning of the game, then we got a marksman skin, now we got a cav skin just a few weeks ago, which means that the next great height, which is going to have a special skin, is most likely going to be infantry, and then back into mages, and then back into marksmen. So obviously this is just me speculating, but using information of what happened in the past, so it is a good chance of according to the game being accurate at some point at least. So we'll have to see exactly what it means, how they look, these heroes. I am hoping that Zeta is good and I can use her with someone like Kinara, for example. Again, it's going to be hard to know exactly what you're going to be doing because we don't have their skills, but we do know that, you know, there is mobility like Freygar, so this is going to be a talent tree that Zeta has, and then there's PvP and marksman, so similar to like Kinara with PvP marksman. Now, sadly, mobility is not a bad tree, and neither is marksman, but they're not as good as precision and skill, for example. So for me, it's a little bit of a letdown. I would like to have a archer with a skill tree that is, you know, prominent. So let me know what you think about these heroes. They look pretty cool, obviously, in my opinion. This is obviously going to be a human, and this is going to be an orc, so they're going to be in those factions. Not that it really changes anything, but you know, from the look of them, Magrat is a potion type hero, so she obviously is holding a potion, and in the description it means there's a lot of potion involved. So some of her skill, in my opinion, are going to be potion based. She's going to throw something on the ground, it's going to have AoE, or she's going to drink potions to heal. Who knows? It could be interesting. There'll be a lot of buffing and debuffing in that aspect, so I don't think she's going to be huge amount of damage or things herself. I think she's going to bring a lot of buffs because that's kind of what potions do in lore of the world of gaming. And in this case, Zaida, she obviously has a very small crossbow. She's obviously going to be some kind of assassin type from her look. She has a little pouch here, and this is like obviously an assassin type of weapon because you're not going to attack an army with that. So we'll have to see what it looks like, but I am pretty excited to see these guys. Now, new heroes also mean possibly new pets, and as well as going to be a lot of new stuff to go with the specific abilities that they're going to bring to the table. Now, this is the first two heroes of the next G3 seasons, but it is still a season 2, 2.5 or 2.6 at this point. I'm not exactly sure. It's the 6th season of the game with only 2 real generation, but because generation 3 or season 3 is not ready yet, they're kind of like having the new heroes that will go with that generation early, so we're going to have them in this season. So this is going to be interesting to see exactly how it works. Now, the global migration and all the big changes are coming to the game in late May, so this is going to be when we will see a lot more stuff coming that will be maybe related to these heroes or to G3 in general. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on my next video.